So I guess the first question, we'll start out, I guess, not too controversially. Why are you trying to screw the record labels?
Yeah, you're going to warm up to the tough
I'm
questions
going to warm up to
later.
the tough questions.
Good.
I mean, why do you have it in for them?
Ted, that's precisely why I'm here. I think there's this culture, unfortunately, and we understand the kind of challenges that the music industry is facing. But I feel like sometimes there's this presumption, not just with us, but with anyone, that people are part of the problem, not the solution. And the first instinct, if you will, is to figure out what they're trying to get, and it's a negative reaction. So the very question about what the presumption that we're trying to screw the labels is not true, obviously.
Right.
Google doesn't own or produce its own content.
Right.
We're a technology company whose mission literally is to help people connect and find access to information around the world. But our approach has been to partner, right? To be the conduit that connects users to content.
Right.
And that's the approach we take in the video space. So with respect to music, we've partnered with labels, publishers, collection societies, and individuals. And we've tried to provide a platform for people so that they can connect with their fans and vice versa. So in the Google core business and at YouTube, we don't make money unless our partners make money. And so the idea that we would screw a provider of content and screw a partner on whom we depend it's not rational. It's not logical.
There's a lot of discussion that continually from the other side of the table, so to speak, that the labels don't get it, they don't understand it. In your dealings with the various music companies, are some of the folks getting it? Do they understand?
Yeah, one of the things that you have to. I think when at Google, as we think about new spaces, is we try not to generalize too much about anything. I think we try to appreciate that even within an industry or even within different segments, there are different companies and different people. And so, if I to answer your question, what I would say is there are a lot of very smart people who really understand the challenge that they face in the music industry, and there are a lot of people who really want to work closely with us. So yes, there are some people that do get it and want to work very aggressively with us as one of many partners that they have. What I would also say, though, is that there are a lot of people who are still very defensive as opposed to offensive.
Right.
Defensive meaning...
and offensive.
Yeah, and defensive. And we understand where this is coming from, but sort of protecting business models, protecting what they know. And what I would say is, look, we appreciate that there's a core business. It still makes a lot of money. And there are ways to still experiment and innovate that support your core business.
There's a lot of concern in the music industry of respecting and protecting copyright. How do you, as a good partner, work with the music companies to protect copyright?
Well, you start by following up words with action. Last year, and even before that, I think there was a lot of concern, and rightfully, among content owners who have been burned, frankly, and see theft of their content without recognition and compensation for it. And that's wrong. I mean, you can't build businesses that way by allowing that to happen. So we were very clear from the start that we respected copyright. And we had done certain things on YouTube to make it easier for copyright owners to recognize when some of their content had been posted. But what we wanted to do is follow it up with action, and so we invested a lot of resources and a lot of time to create a system called content identification, Content ID. Right. And what this does, in a nutshell, is we partner with content owners so that they can recognize when someone has uploaded their content. So, for example, if I did a family vacation video and I overlaid a track from my personal CD collection on the video and uploaded it. Now, this happens quite a lot. Most people, they don't even know that that's illegal. They think that if they bought it, they have the right to do something like that.
Right.
So you start by making sure they know, you inform them, you educate them that they actually can't do that. Mm-hmm. And then you work with the content owner to identify when that happens. So what Content ID does is it identifies the content owner, and the content owner then is given three choices, essentially. One is to block it outright. the content owner can say, hey, you know what? We don't want that appearing on YouTube. We don't want our music up there. And then we'll block it. Right. The second choice is for the content owner to just track what happens to that video, to learn. And the third is to allow it to go up and monetize it. Right, and for me, that's the most interesting thing. And it turns out that in 90% of the cases, the content owners are allowing it to stay up and monetize. Because I think that if you think about the pre-web world, the reason why we call these people fans is that it's short for fanatic, right?
Right.
The people who upload videos typically aren't intellectual property experts. They're people who just love the music and think it personifies who they are, or it adds an extra dimension to their video. They love it. And these people would have been the presidents of your fan clubs before.
Right.
And so what do you do with these people is the question that I always ask our partners. Do you punish them? Do you yell at them? Do you block their content from going up? Or do you say, this is interesting. People are saying that this type of music and this type of video is really special and they're uploading it. And if that itself becomes popular, we can now benefit from it, we being the content owner. Right. And what we're seeing, which is a really interesting thing, is that the percentage of overall revenues coming from user-generated clips that incorporate music is increasing at a very large rate for those music labels who are using it.
Right.
And so they are effectively turning what was a threat to their business into a business opportunity.
But I guess the most important question is, how do we convince Prince that YouTube isn't bad?
Yeah, it's funny. I'd love to talk to him about this personally, because I think he's doing some very innovative things.
Right.
At the end of the day, again, you have to follow up your talk and good intentions with action. Mm-hmm. And last year, the big concern among a lot of labels was this idea of really respecting their rights as copyright holders. And so it was really about protection. And I think we've gotten over that hump, if you will. And
we moved on to monetization?
Well, I think the big theme now is, well, look, how can we really build a business? How can you, frankly, send us bigger checks? How can we create alternatives to iTunes as much as we appreciate what the Apples of the world are out there doing? We want more choice. We need different revenue streams. We need diversity. Right. And so we hear you, and we want to do that. I guess my counter to that is, you know what? Not just with us, but with the startup community, allow innovation to thrive. Encourage it.